and welcome to On Point. My name is Kristin Price. In the United States, more than 43 million people smoke cigarettes. On March 25th, the American Cancer Society is challenging people to quit the habit with the annual Kick Butts Day. Today, we are going to discuss the dangers of smoking and how to quit. Joining me is respiratory care practitioner Pamela Bachman.
Hello.
Colleges Against Cancer member Samantha Minton, and clinical hypnotherapist Susan French.
Hi.
Pamela, for a long time, people didn't even realize the harm of cigarettes. What are the realistic consequences of being a smoker?
So many. Lung disease, lung cancer, COPD, emphysema, heart issues, tons and tons. You just can't get away from it now.
Right. Susan, most people know smoking is hazardous to your health, but they still continue to do it. Why do you think this is?
Well, that's an interesting question, because if you ask most people, most smokers, are you happy that you're smoking? Are you glad to be smoking? You're not going to find one who says yes. But what it seems to be is that there's a tremendous, because it is an addiction, because it creates the same kind of withdrawal. In fact, once you've stubbed out your cigarette, you start going into withdrawal until you light another one. And, it gets worse and worse, just as we know about addiction. So I think the hardest thing for people is I think that they're afraid of the discomfort of not having their cigarette. Most people have tried, and they get through an hour maybe, and they get through 2 hours, and they say, no, I can't do it. And the feelings that you get when you go through withdrawal are just like with any other kind of drug. You get irritable, and you have trouble concentrating. So people are afraid.
Yeah. And Samantha, why do you think that it's hard for people to continue, or why do you think people continue to smoke?
I think they continue to smoke because they don't want to face how bad it is for them, or just the challenge of quitting. It's easy to smoke, but at the same time, no one's happy about it or wasting their money on it. And I think it's just really hard for them because it's an addiction, and they don't want to realize all the dangers they are facing. I mean, ultimately death, and there's just like a never-ending list of health problems. You're hurting those around you, but it's an addiction, and they have to just do it one step at a time, and they don't know where to start.
And what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are it's not only an addiction. Nicotine is more addicting than cocaine and heroin, but it's also, there's comfort in holding that cigarette. It becomes your best friend, basically, when you're stressed, when you're happy. It's there, and it becomes your best friend. And so many people have a hard time giving it up. They know it's bad for them.
Right.
They know they're hurting the ones around them with secondhand smoke. But they're also, what do I do without my best friend? It's a very tough situation because it's kind of a duo addiction.
It's like they've built a relationship with it.
Oh, very much so.
And Susan, you have a different way of helping people to quit smoking. Why do you think that your method helps smokers quit?
Well, I use hypnosis, hypnotherapy, and what I've discovered over time, working with patients and just learning, is that if someone comes to me, I can give them the hypnosis, and they can use any of the other kinds of methods that are out there, whether it's the patch or the gum or the medication, or they can do it without any of that. But it's like what I do ties it all together. And besides giving them hypnosis, which will take the edge off the cravings and reduce that part of it, I also teach them through hypnosis to deal with the feelings that they're suppressing, that they're smoking over. And I teach them to make new associations, new friends, new best friends. So I can incorporate all of that with the hypnosis.
So it is helpful to use the gums or a patch while you're doing the hypnotherapy?
If someone's terrified of quitting, my basic philosophy is do what it takes, because what I've come to realize, and I teach people, that we're dealing with three things when we're dealing with quitting smoking. We're dealing with the physical addiction of it, we're dealing with the habit part of it, and then we're dealing with what you're using the cigarettes to comfort yourself from. So it's the emotional comfort reasons. So sometimes with different people, you have to break it down and do one at a time. And so I think that that's an important thing to have people understand what they're dealing with.
And does hypnotherapy work on everyone?
I think it does. It may not work in half an hour, the first half hour for everyone. But if someone wants to quit smoking and they come to me, they will quit.
Well, that's a really good incentive. Samantha, how do the events that you put on affect smokers or turn people away from smoking?
Well, every month, Colleges Against Cancer, the club on campus, we get all of our materials and education from American Cancer Society. And every month we go out on campus and talk about preventing a cancer and raising awareness. So we've gone out already for lung cancer, and we bring models of like a mouth and all the teeth and the tongue and what happens from years of smoking. And it scares people, but it also brings them to the realization that I'm damaging myself every time I'm smoking, maybe for peer pressure or to feel better. And they realize that there are dangers. We also have big visuals and posters of
I actually
lungs.
think that we have some pictures
Oh, yeah.
of your events, so
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, we have, those are posters and all the models we have of the tar, of the lungs, of the damage it does to your entire body and your central nervous system and your veins. And we go out and we talk to people. We give out flyers and pamphlets of how to quit, resources and all sorts of information. And there's our kick butt cigarette. He runs around and people kick his butt.
literally, yes, have them kick him.
Literally, the
That must
butt.
be a painful job.
Yeah, painful.
And Pamela, what do you do as a respiratory practitioner to help people quit smoking?
Basically, well, actually, I just had a patient that came in and problems and secondary with smoke, and I sat and talked with her for 4 days in a row, basically about, are you ready to quit? Yes. Okay. Well, let's take it step by step. Going over what it does to the body, going over what you can do to taking the look of both sides, the habit. What can you do differently with the habit? If you're absolutely positive you're going to give them up, realize when you go home, the habit, little triggers, where you sit in the kitchen with the same coffee cup that you did when you're a smoker might get you to go back. So what do you need to do? You need to get another place to sit with your coffee in the morning. You need to buy a new coffee cup. All these little things, and just look at it that way. And talking with her every day, I could see, yes, I want to. You know, put affirmations up on the mirror. I am now a non-smoker. I will not start smoking again.
And do you know, was she able to quit smoking?
She's been home 2 days. She's doing great. She was in the hospital 5 days. She had a friend to go over and pull out her cigarettes while she was in the hospital, throw away the ashtrays, throw away anything that might trigger her to go back. She is using the patch, and that is something else that we do with education. Patch, the gum, the spray, anything that can help